You're live.
Hey guys, welcome. This is Laurie from Evolution Pilates and Yoga. So welcome. Today we're going to go into a little bit of a vinyasa flow followed by some yin. So that means that we're getting into the feminine energy, the masculine energy. We're getting them both into one class. So yeah, the first little bit, we'll be motoring a little bit like we usually do on our Tuesdays. And then we'll be finishing off with a really nice deep stretch. So for those of you that are newer to the yin practice, if you like to use props, if you're finding that you're particularly tight, because I feel you, especially during quarantine, I think that we've all established a little bit more tightness through our bodies. So if you need to have new props, now would be the time that you'd like to go and grab one, maybe a bolster if you have one, a pillow, a blanket, a block, whatever you need. They're also not mandatory. So if you are feeling like you can do this without the props, totally fine as well. As you can see, I don't have any with me, but I'll help guide you into poses if you like to use them. Okay, so there's always the option. So with yin, we'll be holding postures for a little bit longer, so about 3 minutes per side per exercise. And the really most important part of yin is to really focus in on the breath, to allow yourself to just kind of be in the posture. Yes, there is intensity from being in a posture for a long time, but the breath will help you just to kind of soften into it, and then just do the best you can, right? And I'll give you as many modifications as I can as well. So for those of you that are just jumping in and joining in, good morning. Today we're doing a vinyasa and yin class, and again, the option to use props if you have them. If not, totally fine. You can totally do this propless as well. So we've just turned off the comments, and we're going to get started. So let's just begin down on our backs today. Just take your time bringing yourself down. We're just going to invite our soles of our feet together and the knees to come out wide. And I'm just going to invite you to bring one hand on your belly and then the other one to rest in the heart. And just settle in. Reclined butterfly enables us to just open through the hips. Allows us to settle the back body into the earth. I'm just going to invite you to take in a few nice big cleansing breaths. Nice big inhales in through the nose. Long sigh out through your mouth. And just each breath just allows you just to settle in further. And as you just begin to notice what's happening in your body this morning, settling into the steadiness of the earth. I'm just going to bring in the focus to our breath. Just noticing just how your breath is this morning. Inhale and exhale out through your nose. See if that inward focus can shift you away from the outward focus that we often have. So see if maybe you might be able to take a jump inside. As you breathe into your body, beginning to cultivate the breath you'll be carrying through your practice today, whether that's your ujjayi breath, allowing the breath to travel down the back of your throat, becoming more audible. Or of course, if that's not in your practice, just breathing normal, just allowing for the inhales to fill you up. Your exhales to allow you to settle. And gently, we'll just invite the hands down to the edges of the legs. Begin to draw your knees back together and then lovingly begin to take your knees in towards your chest. With a little rock from side to side, just massaging into your low back. Just taking any movement that feels kind of good here. Yeah, it might mean maybe one hand on one knee and or on each knee, and then begin to draw circles. Maybe it's just a rock side to side. You might even decide to take your forehead up and towards your knees. Yeah, no right or wrong here, just noticing what's happening in your body. And eventually, if you're drawing circles, draw them in the other direction. And then begin to find your way back to center, releasing the soles of the feet down to the mat with the arms to release down by your sides, palms facing down. The gaze is towards the ceiling. And slowly on your next inhale, begin to rock your pelvis back and peel each vertebra off the earth to find your way into a bridge. Exhale, we'll begin to slowly begin to articulate each vertebra back down to the mat. We'll just take a couple more of these, just connecting breath into movement, warming up through the spine and warming up through the backs of your legs. Noticing all four corners of your feet are connected equally into the earth. One last one here. You're going to hold at the very top. So again, keeping the gaze towards the ceiling. Begin to kind of press your knees away from you. So not to the edges of your mat, but towards the front edge of your mat. So almost like you're creating a little bit more space into your low back. Drawing your tailbone under. And then you might begin to feel the hamstrings begin to find a bit more work. Mine certainly are. Okay, so holding that, energetically drawing your inner thighs in towards one another. So you might begin to feel that ignition here. Energetically begin to draw your heels towards your shoulders. Nothing's moving, you're just gonna feel a little bit more ignition once again through the backs of the legs. Keep the tone through your belly and breathe. No tension in the shoulders, the face, or the neck. All of the work is being done by the legs. Your glutes might be joining the party, and of course the core is there to stabilize. Begin to lose the energy on that pull on the heels for a moment here. Take an inhale to lift your heels on up, and then exhale to lower your heels back down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep on breathing. On your third one, let's hold at the top. Maybe you're lifted higher with the hips. Keep the breath flowing. Take an inhale. Exhale to lower the heels. Take an inhale. Exhale to slowly articulate the spine back on down. Gathering the knees back in towards the chest. Maybe the forehead wraps in towards the knees. Release the head back down, take the hands behind the legs, and then begin to rock and roll the length of your mat. Now, of course, if you have anything going on with your low back today, you might choose to roll over on one side instead. We're going to meet in Navasana boat pose. Hands can stay behind the legs. Navel draws in, broadening through your heart. Option here to release the arms. Palms are up. Slow, steady, and even with our breath. your ankles and find yourself into a cross-legged position. Just for a moment here, Sukhasana, easy pose. Take the hands out in front and just take a moment to walk forward and bow in. It's a nice big good morning to those hips, your low back. And slowly, just walk the hands in a little bit, roll over your legs and find your way into your tabletop. Just shoulders tracking over top of wrists, get nice and big through your hands. Take an inhale for the belly to begin to drop the gaze, to shift on up towards the sky. Exhale, find the rounding of your spine, chin to chest, navel draws in. Inhale, back to neutral. Long spine from here. Exhale, tense your right fingertips. Yeah, so we're just on the spider tip here. Take an inhale, take the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, begin to loop through, but don't land your arm just yet. We're using our core to find that reach. Inhale, reach on up, open the heart. Exhale, diving through underneath the left arm again. We're just holding for that moment. Inhale, reach. Exhale, this time slide the back of your right hand to the earth, right cheek to the earth, maybe crawling your left hand forward. Just a couple breaths here, just opening up through the shoulders. You might shift your hips back, just an inch or so here. Slide your left hand back in front of your face. Press in, take an inhale, reach on up, open through the right side of your chest. And exhale, release your hands back down to the mat. Finding that on the left side, tenting through the fingers. Inhale, left arm grows towards the ceiling. Exhale, dive through but hold. Think of a twist from the core. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twisting on through. Last one. Inhale, pull it on up. Exhale, draw it through. Back of the hand to the mat. Left cheek to the mat. Right hands can crawl towards the top of your mat. Couple generous breaths right here. Any sensations coming up in your body, use the breath to soften. Right hand comes back in front of your face. Take an inhale to reach back up, open the left side of your chest, and then release the hand back down to the earth, arranging back into our tabletop. Hooking all 10 toes under, take an inhale. Exhale your way into your first downward facing dog. Just take some time here to pedal through the heels. Noticing just the parts of the hands that you're feeling a little bit more weight into. Feeling the knuckles begin to press in. Feeling the thumb and index connecting. The heart is melting towards the legs as we lift the sit bones to the sky. Gently look to your hands, soften through your knees, and take your walk to the top of your mat to find your first forward fold. Feet hip distance apart, begin to spill over your legs, holding on to opposite elbows as if you just kind of place your head in a box. So we've got our head in between the biceps. You might choose to sway from side to side, or you might choose to find your stillness. Bringing the awareness to the navel for a moment. Begin to notice it drawing in. The knees can be bent quite a bit in order for the ribs to be resting on the thighs. And the full weight of the head, just allow it to spill down towards the earth. Slowly release your arms to dangle. And then begin to slowly begin to roll on up to find your way into Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. You might even take the gaze on up. Exhale, find your fold, navel in all the way into your fold. Take your hands to your shins, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Flatten your palms, step one foot back and then the other to make your way into your plank. Option to take your knees down. Otherwise, begin to glide forward as you inhale. Exhale with control, lower all the way down to your belly. Unravel your feet. Tops of the feet root in, kneecaps lift. Inhale, baby cobra. Shoulders back, elbows close. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, press back up into a tabletop. Exhale your way into downward facing dog. Allowing for that breath to flow. Inhale, glide forward, high plank. Again, option to drop the knees. Exhale, lower. Unravel your feet. Take an inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking your inhale here. Exhale to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, find length halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise on up, strong, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhaling. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, glide forward or drop your knees. Exhale, lowering with control. Unravel the feet. Take an inhale for your back bend, cobra. Exhale, lower the heart. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, surrender the heart. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, so I just sneakily just started adding in a little extra vinyasa into your sun salutations. Yeah, happy Tuesday, friends. Look to your hands, find your way into your fold. Inhale to find length halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Final round. Inhale, sweep it on up. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, high plank. Remembering your option to take the knees down. Otherwise, lower down from here. Flip your feet for upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, high plank. Exhale, lower. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 glorious breaths. Maybe a little bit more warm now. Look to your hands. Find your way into your folds. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Begin to sink your hips down, finding chair, Utkatasana. Carry the arms on up, settle the hips down and back. Lifting the heart. Tailbone drawing down, navel in. Pulling that breath right into the depths of your lungs. Nourishing the body with that fresh prana. Last 2 breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Same breath, step back. Exhale, lower. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, knee to chest. And back. Exhale, over towards the left. Really hug it in. And back. Step to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Back foot lands at 45 degrees. When you're ready, you rise as we inhale. Exhale to bend in. Square the hips, the chest towards the front of your mat. Bending into your right knee. Left foot is rooted in as well. Take your inhale. Exhale to circle the arms back and find an interlace. Draw your shoulders together, fists down towards the earth. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, bow forward. Right shoulder towards right knee. Taking the gaze towards your left foot. Carry your arms towards the ceiling. Couple breaths. Inhale, begin to glide back up. Release your arms and carry them up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Roll through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward loving dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to chest. Inhale back. Exhale over towards the right. Hug it in a lot. And back. Step it through. Warrior one. When you're ready, come on up. Square the shoulders, the hips towards the front of your mat once again. Noticing your breath. Take your inhale, exhale, circle the arms back, find your interlace. Inhale to shine through your heart. Exhale, begin to bow forward, left shoulder to left thigh. Gaze towards your right big toe. Arms can sail up overhead if it's comfortable for the shoulders. A nice big inhale will draw you back up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward loving dog. Look to your hands. Find your way into your fold. Halfway lift when you arrive. Exhale to fold back in. Bend your knees, squat low, carry the arms, chair pose, Utkatasana. Navel is in. Slow and steady through your breath. Inhaling, exhale, fold. Nice long inhale. Same breath as you exhale, lower down. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale it back. Over towards the left, hug it in. And back. Step to the top of the mat. Warrior one again. So it's looking a little familiar, right? Take an inhale, rise. Exhale, settle in, bend into your front knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, circle the arms back once again. Find that interlace, draw your shoulders together, beam through your heart. Inhaling. Exhale, bow once again. This time we flow. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, bowing in. Inhale, rise, strong legs, strong core. Exhale, bow. Last one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Inhale, we rise on up. Unravel the arms, carry them to the sky. Strong and steady. Take the arms out to T with the palms facing up. Exhale, find your left arm underneath the right and find your eagle arms. Lift your left heel up. Begin to find your eagle pose as you wrap the left leg over the right. Draw your elbows up. Draw your navel in. It'll help with the balance. Find that point that you can just kind of settle with your breath. Inhale, unravel, sweep it up. Exhale, chair, Tadasana. This one's a sneaky one. Weight is back and towards the heels. You got it. 2 more breaths. Take your inhale. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward loving dog. And inhale, we'll take the left leg to lift. And then as you exhale, take your left knee to left elbow. And take it back to 3-legged dog. Left knee to the chest. And back. To the right elbow. And back. Step it to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. And inhale takes us on up. And exhale allows us to settle in. Inhaling. Exhale, take the hands to interlace once again. Draw your shoulders together, open your heart, inhale. Exhale, bow forward, shoulder to thigh, and begin to carry the arms up overhead. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow back forward. So we have 2 more of those flows here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Last one, exhale, bow. Inhale, up, unravel the arms and carry them up. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the side, palms face up. Take your inhale here. Exhale, right arm underneath left. Eagle your arms. Take a moment, breathing in between the shoulders. Right heel lifts. Find a steady gaze, really root into that left foot, and find your way into eagle. Long spine. Wrapping the right leg over top of the left. Fingertips drawing up. Steady breath. You guys are doing awesome. When you're ready, take an inhale, unravel. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel your heartbeat. So good. Slow and steady. Release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find length, halfway. Exhale, left foot back to prepare for high lunge. Back heel is lifted to the sky. Take an inhale, rise to your lunge. Exhale, the hands to your heart. Begin to offer the heart forward as you inhale. As you exhale, twist towards the right side, hooking the left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. If it's a little bit teetery today, dropping the back knee down will help. Takes the balance aspect out so you can really focus on the twisting part of the practice or of the pose. Last breath. On your next inhale, begin to lose your rotation. Keep that hinging forward. Sweep your arms forward so they're framing your face. Engage your legs. Gaze is towards that right foot. Got it, breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right leg comes up behind you. Stack your hip, bend your knee, peel it open, circle out your right ankle. Toes to the feet. Unravel, find your three-legged dogs. Inhale your knee in towards your chest. Exhale, high plank. Inhaling here. Exhale to roll through your vinyasa. Or you opt out altogether if you're starting to get tired here. Meeting in downward facing dog. Steady breath. Left leg comes to lift, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Spin on the edge of your back foot so your right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Take your left hand inside your left foot. Carry your right arm towards the sky. Extended side angle. Pressing your left elbow in towards your left knee to open it up, to find space through your hip. And you might even shift your gaze towards that top hand. Now, if this is too much today, you can always place your hand on a block, or you might even bring it up higher and bring your left elbow onto your left thigh. That'll help. When you're ready, press into your feet, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior, taking that left arm back towards the back of your mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the top of the mat, pivot through your back foot. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Take a moment here. One more halfway lift here. Exhale, right foot back. When you're ready, prepare for that lunge. Rise on up. Exhale, bend to the front knee. Remember, you can drop your back knee down. Inhale the palms together. Exhale them to the heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Yeah. Find a charge through your back leg. Twisting is coming from the center of your body. Inhale, begin to ease on off, lose that rotation. Take the arms forward, frame the face. Finding that sloping diagonal line from your fingertips to that back heel. 2 breaths, you've got it, my friends. This is where the breath really can play a huge part in our practice. Take the hands down to the mat. 3-legged dog. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Circle out your ankle. Take a moment to find that breath. Square the hips off as you inhale. Exhale, knee in towards the chest, glide forward. Find your high plank. Inviting that inhale here. Exhale, rolling through your optional vinyasa. Downward facing dog we meet. So good. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it to the top of the mat. Spin your back foot on its side. Parallel to the back of your mat. Right hand comes to the inside of your right foot. Or to a block, or top hand can come to your knee. Right hand can come to your knee, or right elbow comes to your knee. Yeah, quarantine has really caused me not to be able to talk actually very eloquently. It's all good. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Gaze can come to that left hand in the sky. Feel the connection of your feet to the mat. Rise up, whoa, into warrior two. Flip your front palm and reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat, pivot through your back foot, step back for high plank, drop your knees down, unravel your toes, sink your hips back, child's pose. Take a moment here just to breathe into your spine. Just gonna grab my timer because we're shifting gears now to go into the yin portion of our practice. Grabbing a sip of water if you like. Okay. So for our first pose today in our yin practice, we'll be moving right onto our bellies and moving into our Sphinx pose. So take your time to just come on down. The shoulders will come right over top of the elbows. If it's too much of a back bend for you, bringing the elbows a little bit forward will help. And with yin, we just need to fully relax into it. Yeah, so we're not using any muscular effort in yin, or we're using very minimal muscular effort in yin in order for us to really get into the tissues that we work in the yin practice. So I'll speak a little bit to that. Just get yourself focused in first into the pose. So I've got the shoulders over elbows-ish. We're relaxing the legs. You might play with having them a little further apart, or you might play with having them a little bit closer together. It's kind of a matter of preference and just what's going on with your body. And just take a couple breaths just to settle in. See if you can draw that right in, that fresh oxygen. So with our VINYASA practice, which was the first half of our class, we were working through our muscular energy, and a lot of it was creating heat in the body. And yin is precisely the exact opposite. It's the feminine side of the practice. It's cooling. It's working more into the plastic tissues of the body. So muscles are kind of left alone here. We're using more of the fascial tissue, the ligaments, the bones, the tendons, kind of all the other stuff, right? And the energy system is different as well. Whereas a lot of times we speak about chakras in yoga, in the yin practice, we are stimulating through meridian lines. And meridian lines are attached to all of the different organs that we have in our bodies. So this can be very, very fruitful if we do this enough, right? Really stimulating into those energy centers. So for the last minute in this pose, if you'd like to take it further, we can move into seal. Begin to straighten out your arms if you like. Of course, you moved into it, it's a little too much. Just bringing the elbows back on down. Inviting one last inhale. Complete exhale. If you were in seal, I'm going to invite you to meet back into Sphinx first. And then we're going to just draw the heart back down to the earth. And take the palms underneath the shoulders and press yourself back up. into your tabletop. And settling the hips back to the heels just for a moment into Virasana Hero's Pose. Palms face up for a moment here. Taking the arms forward, and then just begin to find your way into just a child's pose for a nice little counter. Just gonna stay here for about 5-6 breaths, breathing into the length of your spine. Okay, so slowly we'll begin to come back on up. Just finding your way onto your bottom so you can cross your ankles behind you and roll over the legs. Just gonna turn to face you. The next thing that we'll move into today is known as square pose or fire log. So when you drop out your right knee, we're just gonna take the right foot over towards the left side. Doesn't have to go super far. And then we're going to drop the left knee out and then either placing it in front of your right knee, moving into more of what looks like Sukhasana, your cross-legged position, or you might choose to place your left foot on top of your right knee. Taking the full variation, you might wiggle your right foot underneath the left knee. And if you're finding that this is kind of looks a little different, if there's like a lot of space in between your left knee and your right foot, you can always slide a pillow, a blanket, a block, whatever you need here just to kind of bridge that gap. You can also find yourself seated on top of a block instead. Okay. So just take a moment, feel this out. Again, the opportunity to bring your foot in front of your right knee as well is an option. And we're just going to take the time just to shut down the eyes and take a few breaths right into the hips to see if you can release any tension into the face, the jaw, and really bring the focus into just the breath. Remembering that intensity in the body is okay, right? It's when we start feeling pain that it's not okay. So if you're feeling any pain at all, if you're feeling maybe anything into the knees, any sharpness, then I'm gonna ask you to move out of the shape. And then a modification for this one, other than the ones that I've just given you, if those are not working for you, I'm gonna ask you to go onto your back. And then I'm going to ask you to cross your left ankle just above your right knee, finding a figure 4 stretch. And to take that a little bit further, you would pick your right knee up and towards you and loop the hands through. So that's a really beautiful modification. Still doing the same thing, just a little less into the knees if you have any of that going on. Goes by in this shape, you might begin to even take the hands out in front to intensify the stretch a bit further and just kind of roll over your legs, just kind of melt over. You can drop your head. Remembering to stay as still as you can. The only times that we really move in our yin practice is to move a little bit deeper into the shape, or if you're feeling any pain, right? If you're feeling pain, you're coming out. If you're moving deeper to find that extra edge, that's the only times that you would move. Otherwise, stillness, my friends.
Inviting in one last big breath here. Full exhale. And then slowly begin to walk the hands back in towards you if you took that fold forward. And just begin to unravel the legs and just send them out in front of you for a nice little kick out. Maybe even a little windshield wiper from side to side. Yeah, little counter poses in between or counter movement kind of makes everything just a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay, so now that we're in this position, we're actually going to stay with the legs extended for caterpillar pose. So keeping the legs out. If you have anything going on with the hamstrings, if they're a little bit tighter, maybe the low back's a little bit tighter, you could place a block underneath your hips. So sitting up on a block or a pillow or a blanket, just right on the very edge will kind of help. You can also bend your knees as much as you need here. Okay, so just finding just a moment here just to settle the sit bones. If you like, if you have a bolster, you can place it onto your legs if you like. And we're just going to begin to take a walk forward and fold over the legs. And then once you find that sweet spot, just drop the head, taking just the gaze down to your legs. You can relax your feet. As time goes on, the body allows for you to go a bit deeper. You might begin to move props out of the way if that's the case. Don't be surprised if you feel a bit of a stretch in the low back as well. This pose does get into the entire back line of the body. So if of course you're finding it to be too intense into the low back, just bringing a pillow in between your legs and your belly will help, just kind of draping the upper body over it. You might need a couple pillows even. Remembering that intensity is okay, pain is not. Resisting the urge to fidget. Last 30 seconds here. Last inhale, complete exhale. Slowly begin to roll your way back on out. You might give your legs a little kick again. You might choose to bend the knees, maybe even wrap your arms around your legs for a moment. The hip opener on
on the other side. So we're going to drop the left knee out first this time, taking the left foot towards the right. So just under the right leg. And then drop your right knee out, and then either placing it in front or on top of your left knee. And again, you're finding that there's some space that you need to fill with perhaps some blankets and props. Yeah, take the time to do that. Maybe a block underneath your hips. Remembering the other option as well as doing this on your back and crossing your right ankle above your left this time. Just allow the eyes to close and then just finding that settling in. Slow and steady with the breath. Goes on in this shape, again, the opportunity to begin to fold forward if the body's allowing for it today. Delivering fresh oxygenated blood into your hip. A beautiful occasion to allow the mind to just let go, to find stillness of the body and the mind. The opportunity to press pause. And quiet the chatter. Last 20 seconds here, my friends. Last big inhale. Complete exhale. Slowly take that journey back on up. Begin to unravel the legs, send them out in front of you. Again, give them that nice little kick out. Okay, and then we're going to shift into our final Shavasana. So any last little bits of movement that you'd like to do before getting there. Maybe a sip of water as well, of course. And we're going to just meet down onto our backs. Any props that you want to bring with you. Really nice one is to place a bolster, a pillow, or maybe a rolled up blanket underneath the knees is really nice. Whatever you want to do. We're just going to meet down on our backs. Gather the knees in towards the chest one last time, giving yourself that really nice big hug with gratitude for making it onto your mat today. And then we're going to lengthen the legs out, take up space, flip the palms open, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take one big inhale in inside out. Unravel to the steadiness of your mat, the steadiness of the earth. Just let it all go here. Like to take a longer Shavasana today, I invite you to ignore me. Otherwise, begin to reawaken your body, wiggle the fingers, your toes. Doing so with immense gratitude for your body. Invite the knees to bend and invite them in towards the chest. Either rolling to one side or rocking your way up to seat. Bring the hands to meet at the heart. And just taking that one last moment here of stillness, gratitude for the practice, gratitude for just the ability just to slow down. I am so looking forward to being able to see you all in person soon. As always, my friends, it is a pleasure to be here to guide you through your practice. Until next we meet, Om Shanti Shanti.